so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching World Now. Let's turn our attention to Africa, beginning here in Nigeria. President Muhammadu Buhari has directed the country's central bank to release the old 200 naira banknotes back into circulation and run concurrently with the new ones until April the 10th. But it said that the old 500 and 1,000 naira banknotes are no longer valid and must be taken to the central bank through designated channels. The Supreme Court temporarily suspended the February the 10th deadline to stop the use of old banknotes, which had caused a cash crisis in the country. There have been angry protests in towns and cities as people struggle to obtain the new banknotes.
Of the loopholes associated with money.
A national broadcast that was widely anticipated, but leaves so much more to be desired. The Central Bank of Nigeria's currency redesign policy has drastically weakened the purchasing power of citizens, an outcome that was least expected. President Muhammadu Buhari's directive that the old 200 naira notes should be reintroduced as legal tender contradicts suggestions made by the Nigeria Governors Forum and the advice of the Council of States for the old currency to coexist with the new naira notes until they are gradually phased out.
I have given approval to the CBN that the old 200 naira banknotes be released back into circulation, and that it should also be allowed to circulate as legal tender with the new 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira banknotes for 60 days from February 10th, 2023 to April 10th, 2023, when the old 200 naira notes ceases to be legal tender.
The president has not considerably shifted grounds. He insists this currency redesign will restore the statutory ability of the Apex Bank to keep a firm control over the money in circulation, as about 2.1 trillion naira out of the banknotes previously held outside the banking system had been successfully retrieved.
I have been reliably informed that since the commencement of this program, about 2.1 trillion naira out of the banknotes previously held outside the banking system had been successfully retrieved.
President Muhammadu Buhari seems excited that the new monetary policy will contribute to the minimization of the influence of money in politics, which he says is a bold legacy step by his administration to improving the electoral process. But for Nigerians, the biggest gain will be to have access to cash, as they will have to wait for the central bank to improve the circulation of the new naira notes.
Columnist Sam Omashe says the president is implying that he's above the law. Mr. Omashe reacted earlier on TVC News Breakfast Show.
What we saw in this broadcast is that the president has elevated himself above the law by saying that we cannot no longer use the 500 naira bills and the 1,000 naira bills as legal tender, whereas the Supreme Court has issued an interim order saying that all three notes, 200, 500, and 1,000, should be used while we await their determination of the substantive suit. So what the president has done is to bring a certain military mindset into a democratic society and to tempt Nigerian people to defy the law, which is, in a sense, a very dangerous trend from a man who was voted in by the people and not by the army.
Away from Nigeria, but still in Africa.